Guys, this is Karan Singh once again from Optimal Homes, and on today's special we'll be discussing the new tax reform of 2017. I know there's been a lot of confusion out there for what was actually proposed and what was implemented, so we'll help you clear all the doubts and clear all the gray area. But just a quick pointer, this session is going to be about the tax law and how it is correlated with the real estate side of business, the real estate market. We're not going to address your personal taxes and what deductions you can take. Please save those questions for your CPA. But this session will be strictly about the real estate side of business. So if you've been listening to the news and reading articles online, you've probably heard two acronyms, and we're going to start off with those. The first one being MID, which stands for mortgage. Excuse my beautiful writing, guys. Interest deductions. I'll just abbreviate it. And the second one is called SALT, a funny name, and it stands for state and local taxes. So we'll start off with number one, mortgage interest deductions. The previous law under that provision said that if you owned a property or owned properties, you can deduct, if your mortgage was up to $1 million, you can deduct it as a mortgage interest. The law has been changed. The new law says that you can only go up to $750,000. So any loan amount which is above that, you cannot deduct mortgage interest on that. So how does it apply to us practically here living in the Bay Area or living in New York or other states in the country? So let's talk about the Bay Area. So if you're living in the Bay Area, you guys know where the house prices are. Say, for example, you're buying a house for $900,000. Now that's going to eventually become a jumbo loan because it's a high price point. So you'll be putting 20% down. And after putting 20% down, if you guys can do the math, your loan amount will be around $720,000. So in that scenario, you can deduct mortgage interest. Now, if you go above that amount, or if you're in the price point of 1.1 million or 1.25 million or above, you cannot deduct mortgage interest. So people that are in that higher tier will be affected by this law, but it's not a substantial change. Why I say that is because the law before was $1 million and now it's to $750,000. It is definitely a change, but not a substantial one. There's been other confusion in the market that you cannot deduct interest on an investment property. Now that was proposed. I forgot what house proposed it, but they proposed that, but it was never implemented. So if you own an investment property and own a primary property, you can deduct mortgage interest on both properties, as long as it fits that cap. So for example, your primary property, something got stuck. Your primary property is $400,000 and your secondary property mortgage is $350,000. If you add those two, it's $750,000. So in that scenario, you can deduct mortgage interest on both. Now, if it goes above that point, you will no longer be allowed to deduct mortgage interest. So it's a bummer for some people in that case. Also, if you have a home equity line of credit, which is a second mortgage against your home, you no longer can deduct interest on that. So if you look at this law as a whole, it's really affecting that upper tier that's looking to buy from 1.1 million to 1.25 million. Now that tier might already be benefiting from other parts of the tax code or the corporate taxes. So that's that. So let's move on to our second acronym, SALT, which stands for state and local taxes. So your property taxes are a primary part of this because they fall under your state and local taxes. So they have also put a cap on that. So you can now deduct $10,000 only and not above that point. So again, let's break it down into practical points. If you're buying a home in New York, in the Bay Area, for say $850,000, your taxes are going to be around $10,000. So in this law, you will be covered. So if you buy a home for $850,000 or below that mark, you'll be fine because you'll be able to deduct the taxes. If you go up to the higher price point, above 950,000 and the million or million plus and 1.25 million and above, you will no longer, you can only deduct $10,000. So anything above that, you will not be able to deduct. Now, what does all this stuff that we just talked about mean to you, the buyer, the seller, people that own property, or the real estate market as a whole? So I feel that we're not going to see a slowdown in 2018. The low inventory and solid job market suggests that we're going to see, first of all, appreciation in properties and a higher demand in 2018. As a matter of fact, Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who's a secondary market, they buy all these loans from lenders, they put out a report that suggests that in 2018, the home activity in 2018 is going to be higher than 2017. Now, there's also been scare of a bubble, and you read about stuff online, and different people are saying different things, but there are no signs of a bubble right now. The economy is flourishing. The job market is very solid. And also the mortgage industry, which was a big reason for the collapse that happened in in 2006 and 2007. The mortgage industry is strong. They're following guidelines. There's no foul practice, so there's no sign of that. And we as Americans, as a society, we love to own land and buy land and have the freedom to stay there, to make memories, to live with our family. It's a symbol of success for a lot of Americans. So in that limelight, I don't see this tax code really impacting the real estate market, especially in states like New York and California, where the job market is very, very strong. Now, my hopes are that new construction will increase in 2018. So until we can solve that problem where there's a lot more inventory in the market, the prices are going to continue to rise. So that's it for today, folks. And one more thing, I know I'm talking about all this. I am in no way an advocate for this new law. I'm simply here to help you make wise decisions for your financial standing, and try to do my best to explain how this really impacts the real estate market. So, this is what it is, and it's implemented, and you're all going to be affected by it in 2019. So let's make the best of it. Understand the law. Understand in black and white, and go and not panic. Just go out there and make the best decision. So if this video was helpful to you, please don't forget to share, like, and comment, and I'll do my best to respond to any questions that you guys have. Until next time, this is Karan Singh from Optimal Homes.